Hey, what's going on? We are live, everybody. See, I'm on time, sort of. All right, let's get to some Scream spoilers. All right, because if you don't know, I don't know, man. It's already been enough time. It's almost been out like a week. So here's time for spoilers. Everyone else had their spoiler stuff up. And what's the most spoiler thing about the whole movie, right? Like my sister called me and like, what actually happened in the movie? But she doesn't care about spoilers. So you probably got to start off with Dewey is done for. Oh man, that one hurt. But you know what? They had to kill off one of the main people, right? And I'm glad that like it had stakes in it because Scream 4 came and went and all these legacy characters still lived. So you're like, well, was even the point of that whole sequel? You got to kill off some of the legacy characters to make room for new people, right? I mean, I would have gladly took Gale over Dewey being dead. Hey, what's up, new boss? Hey, long long, what's going on? Yeah, I gladly would have traded their life for Dewey's. And I think the big thing to contention is that it was Amber who killed Dewey in the first place. Cause right, Richie was there in the hospital at the very same time. So you're like, well, of course he couldn't have done it, but he could have killed the cop that was in that area too. So yeah. And man, I got the feels. I didn't get no feels for Ghostbusters Afterlife. Like, oh, big shit, a force ghost, Egon was around, but it's like, ah, man, when they finally played Dewey's theme and everything, and he sort of had like a death wish. He went into that hospital like, all right, man, I'm this could be it. Like he had a death wish like Quint from Jaws. Remember how he like broke the radio? He went back in there anyways. But he shot that Ghostface up, so I thought he was just like, all right, I'm gonna put this gun in that Ghostface mouth and blow her head off. He doesn't know it's a he or she. And even when you go like, well, see, look, he's sort of leaning over. That's why people are like, maybe that wasn't her, or maybe I don't know. I also heard the theory that it could be a third secret killer that they're going to let us know about in the next one. Like, right? I even heard people say Stu could be it. Best Scream killer since the original. I would say so. Well, then you're discrediting Mickey. But I guess a couple because you're like Mickey was cool and Mrs. Loomis. Mrs. Loomis' speech was cool, but I don't know how cool she was. I mean, she's even shorter than Amber. She's probably the same size as Amber, but if you're talking about believability and everything, I don't know. I've had discussions about who really killed Randy because she like claimed credit for it, but I don't know. You have to be big enough to really kill somebody like that, I think. Oh, what happened to that? Yeah, so Dewey is done for. That sucks. But right, somebody had to go. And I'm surprised it was gonna be Dewey to go too, because you know David Arquette's got nothing else going on. I'm pretty sure if they went like, dude, let's make 10 more Scream movies, he would have been down. Like, what's he doing now? Just wrestling? And they built it up like he was alcoholic and everything. And right, he was just slipping. He was off his game. But all right, here, after Dewey's done, Ghostface is Richie and Amber. That's I don't know, that's tough. But it's very cool that it's either like I said, that was a cool coupling of them. And they bang, because basically what? Richie found Amber. Amber was living in the stew house and they found each other on these message boards and everything. I like the interaction between them too. Because even the hospital, like, what were you doing? Watching Netflix? Like, get a better alibi, dude. Because Billy and Stu did that, right? They're like, I didn't kill nobody. Nobody says you did. Because it's almost like, man, you better shut up, dude. You're bringing suspicion onto yourself. Okay. Well, we just get to like, all right, because it even if you explain Ghostface as Richie and Amber, do people even get that? Like I said when describing it to my sister, I don't think she even knew. It's like a bigger spoiler is Dewey's dead, and maybe Billy Loomis is actually in the movie for a little bit. Yeah, Dewey, I don't know if he deserved better. He deserved being killed by better, but it was pretty cool too. He got stabbed up 2 times, and then, like, what they say, like, this, it's an honor, right? I don't know. Because their whole plot of the whole meta thing about Stab 8 really sucks. So they want to do another one based off of real life events. So that's why they're doing this, just because they like the Stab movie so much. Because I felt a little bit different about that. Because even when the very first called Amber, they were asking her about the Stab movies, was actually Scream 1. It's just sort of weird that a slasher franchise is actually based off of true events, right? Because that's almost like a true crime sort of movie. It's not this like hack and slash fun sort of thing. If it's like, man, those people are real. But they even brought that up. Like, that's why I like Mindy's character. And in the video, I kept calling her Mandy. I don't know, man. Mandy and Randy seem to rhyme. It made a lot of sense to me. So yeah, and she lived, because I think this is the most people live since part 4. And part 4, you got to put Kirby Lives is back on the board. Boo! And she hasn't even acted in a while either. So I'm wondering why they even had Kirby sort of live that. I think in an interview with Wes Craven, he was saying like, yeah, sure, he wanted Kirby to live anyway. Yeah, you saw that on the little YouTube video thing. And they're even saying Stu could be alive. Oh man, there was so many damn Easter eggs in this. I like to get really involved with it. Like once it comes out on Paramount Plus or something, I could really deep dive into it. Curry, the pink circle thing. Yeah, she's a keeper. That's why I was like, Charlie, would Charlie actually killed Kirby? I didn't really believe it. It was like he was so like his whole motive for being a ghost face was that he was in love with Jill. And man, if Kirby's hitting on you, man, you just go, forget it. I'm going Team Kirby. For- Forget this whole ghost face stuff, dude. And she was sort of hitting on him. And what's the other one? Sam's is Billy's daughter. So that brings up a whole thing with the whole movie. It's sort of like you see more of Billy Loomis, right? You see him as in like a ghost projection. But people are saying supernatural, like, nah, man, she was taking pills. It was almost like a beautiful mind or Fight Club or something like that. Like you see them, but it's only to you. It's not like a ghost floating around and everything. And I don't know, man. It was very cool that like she never met her father, and it became a vision. And I even heard somebody go like, "Hey, remember at the end when she's holding the knife and everything? Maybe that ghost put it there." May no, I don't think they have not gone supernatural yet. I mean, he's just going like, pick it up over there. And like I said, I called that for it was a lady ghost face, and there was a lady ghost face, but that is Sam holding the knife, and that's her actually killing Richie. But I didn't mind that at all. And everybody in the town sort of knew it too. Because even when she announced herself to Sydney, like, hey, Sydney, what's up? Oh, yeah, you're Billy's daughter. Because maybe she would have found out later, right? I mean, they didn't mention it till now. But I thought that was even one of the motives, man. I even made videos about Billy and Stu being gay, or Billy was so frustrated about Sydney not sleeping with him or something like that. And Randy called that out. But man, I always thought Stu was the playboy because Stu was banging Drew Barrymore, and then he was banging Rose McGowan. So I was like, Stu was the playboy. And I guess now we don't know how that other mom looks like, but right? Billy was getting around too. She's juicing. Yeah. I was getting on that too. I put that, dude, because she got shot, or Amber was juicing, because she got shot and shot like 3 times, even with a bulletproof vest, dude. That hurts. So I don't know. I don't know. She must have been on juice too. She must have been taking testosterone and some cocaine for not to feel anything, right? She was on one because right, she gets shot and she just bounced back like nothing happened, even with the bulletproof vest. Did you know that James from Dead Meat had a cameo in the movie? Yeah, of course. That was the YouTube part. Him and Chelsea had a little short cameo. Like it was supposed to be like their little podcast thing, like, oh, Stab 8 really sucks. But man, they had a flamethrower and everything in it. I was about it at first. I'm like, all right, I don't even want to see. What if they do like a Netflix series where we just get to see the bad Stab movies? See, so that's Sam actually stabbing the hell. She stabbed him, 20 times. Isn't that crazy? And that's why I counted Richie as number 8. So that was the last kill. And it was pretty cool because he got shot in the face, sort of just like how Billy got shot. And could he have lived? I don't know. Because Billy got shot like right in the forehead. And Richie Slur got shot like through the neck and blah, blood in through the back. So yeah, I think Richie's pretty much done for. I would have liked for one of these ghost faces to actually like survive one of these movies. All right, so I got a kill count of 8 to that. I guess. Yeah, because I actually had 2 kill counts going up because I wanted to capitalize off all that. If the first kill count was doing so well, I was like, what can I do? And I remember I've always enjoyed watching these like who killed who videos. And I don't know, man, I had a pretty good time with it. So here, let's break some of that down. Or if you haven't seen it, go see it. Because I go, Amber's definitely one of the ghost faces. And I didn't like her at first, but I grew to like her more. Like once she actually became a ghost face, she was pretty cool. And Richie as well. But if you do the math, man, Amber did all the heavy lifting. She did most of the kills. Cause what he was sidelined with Sam most of the movie. And oh man, fuck you guys for putting the flamethrower in there because I was all like, it has to be Chad, it has to be a strong dude. They played a clip like, oh man, Ghostface has a flamethrower. Is that stupid? That's why Stab 8 sucks so bad. But I go, oh man, that actually looks pretty cool. And I was that's why you can't trust Andy's trailers because these trailers, that's what the trailer did. They totally marveled us in this one, right? All these horror movie trailers have been doing that as of late. Like there was no real metal masks in there. There was no flamethrower thrower. They sort of tricked us, but they at least like explained it in the end. Because even if you watch the Halloween Kills trailer, they have like there was a little snippet, not the trailer, but a little like Instagram post or something, and they had Michael Myers being inside the hospital. So when you had all that whole Jamie Lee Curtis stuff in the hospital, you're like, all right, Michael might be showing up because I saw that little photo of him in the hospital and never did. So they filmed that just to splice it, tease us a little bit inside of the trailer. So I don't know if I appreciate that. I guess, man, they just subvert our expectations a bit and swerve us a bit. I mean, I'm willing to like. I didn't see I didn't see the reveal coming either because I was still about Chad. I was like, all right, Chad had beef with that guy at the very beginning. He got called out for his bruises. That Vince guy had an argument with him at the bar. So I was like, yeah, of course it's still going to be Chad. Even when he got stabbed up, I was like, all right, but nobody saw this. Maybe they're doing like a whole Billy thing. I didn't believe it till the very end, or when Amber finally shot Liv in the face. Hey, sorry for being late. Nah, man, it's cool. I guess this is a midday stream. I gotta stream more midday, man, because that's when my son goes to sleep. But yeah, I guess, man, maybe I'm just doing this for more replay or whatnot. But man, alright, so, and watching Scream the second time was actually even better because, right, it's almost like let's say it's like getting with a girl the first time. The first one's gonna be like you're under a lot of pressure, you're trying to perform well. It's not so good, but the second time you can actually enjoy it more. Like Scream is one of those things where you enjoy it more in rewatches because you actually go, "Oh yeah, him and her and they did that." And like actually when Amber gets shot, you actually the camera goes to Richie's face. He's like, "Oh man, I'm shook." Cuz he's like, "Ah man, that's my girl and I think she might be dead." But yeah, I did not see it coming. And what? Because I already Arya already was doing the math. Like Richie was already with Sam most of the movie. How's he going to be Ghostface? And I was really just holding out hope that Stu might come back. It is Stu's house. I don't know. I was hopefully like, well, I made sure that Richie brought her there and all that other stuff. It could have easily been and I sort of want two men to be it too. I was like, all right, it still could be even when Amber revealed herself at first. I didn't like her being it because it felt pretty random, but I like her more as the movie went on since then. Like her faking out Gail and everything, like, oh, I'm stabbed, come and help me. Like, nah, man, that's a trap. That was cool too. I loved her after she made the whole transition. Like when she came out of the closet of being like a killer, she was pretty good. That bumped her ahead in my rankings. Like I don't like her not being believable. Like she's so short, but I'm willing to forgive that because she's so good. I mean, she can't help it. She's just shorter than most people. But even when she was standing against all those people in the hospital room, I was like, oh yeah, she's probably only like a couple of inches shorter than everybody. I don't know, man. Is it just Hollywood? Are all these actors pretty short anyway? Is anyone 6 feet tall? Hey, what's up, David? Also, I don't know about you, but I'm having a hard time believing Amber killing Dewey because Ghostface looked taller, Stu's height. That's what I'm saying, man. Stu could have been one of the secret killers. I would still geek out about that. Dude, that could be video worthy. I might do the whole thing maybe when I get more footage or if the screen videos are still doing well. Because that's supposed to be another theory. Like Stu could be the secret third guy. Like he's the one that actually killed Dewey, right? Or who knows, man? Maybe when Amber got shot, she went, oh, flew against the bookcase and everything. Maybe it was like a tag team. That's when Stu's like, man, you're messed up. All right, get here. And then I'm going to lay down like that, like I'm messed up. Because what else describes her popping up like that, right? Maybe it was Amber at first, tussled with Dewey. Dewey messed her up. Then right in the like on the way to the elevator, that's when they switch places. They could do something like that, man, because they definitely, with these things, you got to have a sequel. They're definitely going to do a sequel to this one. Oh, did you know about Kirby from? Yeah, yeah, I mentioned that earlier. I don't have the photo of it, but yeah, Kirby is definitely alive. Isn't that pretty cool? So if you have a kill count of like a Scream kill count, like part 4, you gotta take one off the board. I don't think it's worth like maybe redoing that whole video. I don't know. Maybe I would. I'm messing with some more editing stuff and everything. Maybe I will do a Scream 4 kill count and then just mention how Kirby's alive. Or maybe just a short, like, a 1 minute thing about how Kirby being alive or something like that. Like, don't trust her being killed. And what else? Oh, yeah, yeah. It was like that had to be all Amber. And look how tall that is. That's supposed to be all Amber. But it's like a low shot, so I don't know. But even someone showed a photo of Amber holding the door and Ghostface is like way up here. I don't know, man. They have to get the heights right. Because what Ghostface gets taller, but it's all about perspective, anyways. Like she's a short girl. Oh yeah, man, she messed up. And now it makes sense why Tara actually lived that first encounter because it wouldn't make sense that Amber's in the rest of the movie because she's basically just Tara's friend. So yeah, why would she be in the hospital and all that other stuff if she's dead right off the bat? Yeah, because maybe that was her plan, like stomp her foot. Nice. That was such a bad break. I don't even think she's walking around even without a crutch like what, a day later? Maybe she's on cocaine too. A lot of these people are doing some recreational drugs cuz Richie even got shot in the leg too. So it makes sense. Amber's on cocaine, Vince is on Vince. Richie's on cocaine. A couple of these people gotta be on some sort of drugs, man. Because maybe it's the adrenaline or something, but I don't know. I've only been stabbed once. I wasn't even stabbed as deep as that, but man, getting shot is not fun. Yeah, under the Kirby vid, it said, yeah, because there was three things under that video, right? On the YouTube, it was uh Survivor Kirby has her own story. There was a true crime podcast. Is Stu Mocker still alive? And what was the other thing? I don't know. That's good enough. That's a big thing. Because is Stu really put down as being dead? In Scream 2, she mentioned that she killed Billy Loomis. They still didn't mention the fate of Stu. But why is there even a question mark? Right? Is that just like a YouTube video about somebody making some shit up? Because it's supposed to be like a podcast. Like, I don't know. I need something more concrete than that. But I think maybe they put out this little like crumb and they're going to see how people respond to it. And like, right, we're talking about it now. Like, could Stu be alive, please? I want Stu to be alive. I was looking more forward to Stu even be like a ghost rather than Skeek Ulrich. It was very cool he was in this movie, but I was like, man, I really want Stu. Because I don't know, man, Stu's motivation was more crazy. He was funny. And even these two, like the two killers actually almost were more like Stu like, right? Like maybe Richie was more of the Billy Loomis sort of serious, sort of the ringleader. But Amber seemed like she was in control too. So yeah. Hey, what's up? This movie is amazing, even with all the stuff that makes no sense. Oh yeah, yeah. I write some of that off. I just go, not everything's got to make a complete sense. Yeah, I was even saying Amber's the one who was texting her and everything too. So it makes sense, but it also doesn't make like sense. Maybe Amber's a black belt too, man. She a little like Ronda Rousey and stuff. But Dewey was kicking the shit out of her until he came back out of that elevator. Right? Maybe she took a bump. She took a bump and sat back down and just like waited for him to come through. But that's all the time, dude. Like even in part one, like Sydney like hit either Billy or Stu with the door and kicked him in the face and knocked him out. What's another thing, dude? In the beginning, who's recording Amber? If it's Amber, then how's Tara as if she's being recorded, not Richie, because he's with Sam. So, oh yeah, dude, it could have just been a recording. If it was Amber, I don't know if it was supposed to be a live thing, but she could have just recorded herself, or Richie could have recorded that whole thing, first of all. Or she could have been saying, I'm making a fan film or some bullshit, right? Like, I don't know, man. That doesn't bother me. I'm fine. I'm fine with that. There's so much trickery to be had. But I was even more concerned with the phone thing because the phone, how was Amber texting through the phone and they're like, oh, it's cloned? I don't think that's even possible nowadays. All right. Like they have a whole back and forth. It would have been a new number or something, but maybe it was just Amber. and she threw away her phone afterwards or something. But yeah, I'm okay with that. The vid was not live, but video file, so it could have been recorded in a different night. Yeah, exactly. Goodbye, man. I'm going to the girl's house. Have a good night. All right, man. Thanks, Noob. Oh yeah, you're right, David. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because it could have just been pre-recorded. It's fine. I'm down with that. Like for Scream, I'm not really looking for like plot holes. I like more of the things that make sense than the things that don't make sense, right? Because I'm like, well, it just makes sense that Amber's the one to do it because I'm pretty sure that I heard in Scream 1, they asked Skeet Ulrich, like, hey, man, who killed who? And they're like, man, for reals, we don't even know. We didn't know that in the script. There's multiple scripts or just, hey, she dies in the garage. Oh, all right. Because even if you go back to like Scream 1, you go, damn, that Ghostface seems pretty tall. Like it's Stu was the one to kill Tatum in the garage. But that had to be Billy because Billy didn't show up to the party yet. Right? But it was also Stu who probably stabbed Billy. Not stabbed Billy, but stabbed Dewey because Billy already sort of faked his death at that point. So we could do a who for the whole series, but yeah, I'm really proud of that who's video. It made more sense the second time watching it. Yeah, see, Richie was in Modesto with Sam at the time, so he couldn't have done anything with that. Not the live video part or anything. But right, they were sort of together for a while anyway, right? I don't know. So he's probably with Amber way before this. Because the majority of the time it's a stunt performer. Yeah, yeah, I guess it's a stunt performer. Like you gotta suspend your disbelief a little bit with that with the heights and stuff. But she does have a stunt performer that does play her. Like I don't think that's her running around with the burnt face and getting shot in the head. That's why I even thought like, man, maybe she used that same stunt performer from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Or maybe she said, man, I did a fire stunt before for that movie and I'll do it again. And they're like, man, that is cool. You're hired. Oh, and I just love that whole scene too, because Dewey called him out on that. I was gonna edit a whole thing, maybe I still will, about never trust the love interest. And then Richie just has a dumb face like, I would have ran right there, like, oh, come on, baby. Oh man, I'm not no killer. Oh shit. It just reminds me of what when Dave Chappelle knocked over the water with oil. Oil, bitch, you cooking? Oil. Get out of there. I don't know. Whatever. I would have liked if he got like scared and just like became Ghostface at that moment. I don't know. Watching it a second time just really was really fun. Oh, and killing Chad, that had to be all Amber too. But I think that was like a trick. I even mentioned that in the video. Like there's tricks to making someone not seem as tall or short. Like they do that shit with Tom Cruise. Like you could swear Tom Cruise is like 5'10" or he's 5'6" or something in real life. But that's why she had to stab Chad in the leg, so he's like limping over. I remember I saw him limp in the trailers. I was like, "Oh, that's pretty dope. What if Screen Ghostface is doing some like bear trap shit like Jason?" But I don't think they wanted to do that whole trap thing because that leaks to like Jigsaw and stuff like that. But yeah, I was even still going. This could still be Chad. My money was on Chad, and that had to be Amber because Richie was in the car with Sam pulling up to the house. That's why it seems like, dude, Amber did so much of the heavy lifting. She did a majority of the kills too. I even had the whole kill count. Like what? Amber's got 4 and Richie got 2. Hey, what if Sam's stepfather comes back for revenge as Ghostface? Yeah, dude, let's talk about sequel stuff. Like Chad's gotta be in the sequel, Mindy's gotta be in the sequel. I don't know, man. We don't even need Sydney. But Sydney also, I heard that Sydney's always got to come back because Sydney's like, if there's a ghost face out there, I got kids and I'm going to not rest until this guy's dead. Because she always figures like maybe they kill everybody here and eventually go after her kids. So she's got to keep coming back for all these. See, Scream is a franchise that never not had one with Sydney in it. Like Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street, they've all did like different final girls and different. Even though what Sam is a different final girl in here, but man, they did this so beautiful. It's just like the best time, like Dream Warriors, how they introduced like Patricia Arquette. And then they brought back Nancy and stuff like that, and she helped her out. That's exactly what they sort of did in here. But right, Nancy died at the end, and I think even Wes Craven and stuff said, "Man, we shouldn't have done that." Like, only what Nancy was in 2 movies and got killed. Right? She made New Nightmare, but that could have even been like, all right, she could have been in part 4 and 5 and whatnot, whatnot. Yeah, yeah. They also got Richie was the one who killed Judy and Wes. And I think everybody knew that too because you had to be like the way that Wes died. Wes got like killed, like I gotta overpower you and shove that knife in your neck, you know. So that definitely had to be like a man. I'm sorry. I mean, it's not a sexist thing, but yeah. Also, say maybe Amber killed the hospital cop. Because Richie did show up sort of like last minute. He must have killed if he killed Judy at West, he had to drive across town to get there, even though he got there pretty quick, right? Because he was supposed to do that killing and then he was at the hospital. But Sam, she hauled ass all the way from that crime scene to the hospital. So you actually had to like run some red lights and to do that to even get to the hospital in time. But who knows, dude? Who knows how long it took the cops to actually get to Judy's house? But I love how this sort of makes sense. It does make sense if you go through like who killed who. Yeah, I also say, yeah, you called it, Meglo. I was getting to that. It's in that video that I have about who killed who. Because I definitely went, he killed Judy. And that was a cool jump scare too. Like, all right, she's running up to the house because I really was expecting Ghostface to come out in the middle of the day. I mean, man, that is pretty brazen. I mean, even what I even said in the video, like, I think this is the first time Ghostface killed somebody during the day. It's like, oh, then people are like, man, he killed the fawn. I said just the fawns. They killed the fawns during the middle of the day, but that was inside a school indoors, and they also killed Randy in the middle of the day. So Randy, Fonz, Judy, and Wes are the daytime victims, but nothing like he killed you on your front porch. Like, oh man. And after that, you knew that Ghostface was around. So they really played with your expectations with the camera. That was pretty neat. Like the fridge door opening and right, like everybody's just on the edge of their seat. And it was very cool. Like the Ready or Not people, like I don't think there was that much tension in Ready or Not. I would even consider like Ready or Not more of like a horror comedy. Like it was really, really funny. It's probably funnier than this movie, but Scream has always been funny. But I don't know how many of the joke like it wasn't as jokey as the other ones. Because even Scream 4, they did the whole like joke with the cop getting stabbed in the head, like fuck Bruce Willis. Like you're like, all right, your dying words is a sort of a joke. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, Richie definitely had to kill Judy, and then went inside the house and killed Wes. Nice. That was very yeah, I don't think Ghostface ever killed anybody right on the front porch before. Yeah, yeah, he killed Randy in the day. Yeah, that's for sure. We could just go through all the kills too, because I got all the kill footage. We could just go back on that, but that's not Scream 5 spoilers. That's just all together. but maybe we'll get to it. And I never liked that kill of Randy in the daytime. Like, really? And that was in front of a group of people. Like, he got dragged inside of a van. But they also explained it like she just got lucky that the boombox people walked by at the same time that Randy got killed. Which character were you suspect when you watched the movie? For me, it was definitely Richie. Dude, you suspected Richie the whole time? I don't know, man. I was still going Chad because I don't know, man. Chad to me was the most believable Ghostface. Like he was strong. He's the athlete. He's all the things you look for in a Ghostface. If I'm recruiting a Ghostface, I'm going to Chad. Like, all right, Chad, I need your help. I'm not going after Amber, but I think Richie went after. Maybe it was Richie more to go after Amber. Like they met in those chat rooms or whatnot because Amber's parents lived inside the stew house. And someone brought up, like, dude, does anybody have parents in this town? Amber has a banging party at the end and no parents. Like, that seems like a college dorm sort of party. I remember the party in part one. I believe that was more of a high school one because I don't know what there was like 12 people there because you can't get your hands on that much beer. for everybody. But I remember high school, what you drink like two tallies and you're probably good. But that seemed like a rager she was having at her house. The hospital call and attack was Richie. Oh yeah, the hospital call could have been Richie, but not the hospital attack, right? Because Richie, all right, Richie, all right, maybe killed the cop in the beginning, but it was also Amber. But I don't know, man. The theory is it could be Stu. Also, there could be a third killer. Richie, I suspected right away. It was pretty like I didn't think they would do Richie because it was like obvious. It was like, oh yeah, the boyfriend who says I want to go along with you. Because after 6 months of dating, I don't know. I don't know how together are you after 6 months. Their sisters in the hospital. Whatever. Like if they said a year, Richie, that's a lot of work to put in for a year of it. But 6 months, I go, yeah, okay, he could be a killer. And Dewey called them out on it. Dewey called out him and Amber because what his rule one was never trust a love interest, and his third rule was the first attack is always like a member of the group is the killer. And that's true because Amber was Tara's friend. So man, the authorities should have listened to Dewey more. Maybe that's why they didn't make Dewey more of a cop in this one. Cause they're like, right, he was right on the money. He was like, dude, Richie, you're the ghost face. And for real, what I suspected, I was even suspecting Sam. I was like, man, she's crazy. She's taking pills, right? It's more of like the Billy's telling her to do it and such. I was like, yeah, that's it, it could be her. And I was really hoping for like, because even in the trailers, they're like mind bending twist. I'm like, what the hell is gonna bend our minds that much? I was hoping for like three or more ghost faces. Oh yeah, Amber's on cocaine. Possibly had to have been. She had to. Even being set on fire, she was probably still off that, right? Or meth. Meth was more popular. I don't know, but she was definitely she was on something, man, because she got shot and everything and was still able to keep on going. And I also heard like how she was able to pick up Dewey and stuff. Man, maybe that's a new thing the kids are doing nowadays. Maybe that's like meth testosterone that they're putting together. Because like she even called it like that's the problem with the Scream franchise, the Stab franchise. You don't have Michael Myers like a supernatural being who won't die and keep coming back. Even though did Amber die really? I mean, she got shot in the head, and some people live getting shot in the head, right? She's got to have these nasty scars. I wouldn't mind if either one of them lived for the next one. And they could be like a Hannibal Lecter, like they're going to be in jail and go visit them or something. Like what they should have did with Stu. Because I don't think we could get into the whole Ghostface deaths. Like Stu actually had a TV fall on his face, but maybe it's not the impact that killed him. But dude, if your nose gets broken and shattered like that, you probably get suffocated by the TV before actually just dying flat out from it. When Dewey shoots Ghostface, Richie keeps looking back at Amber, worried as yeah, worried as well, and seems shocked, like, oh no, instead of being like, yeah. Yeah, the second time watching that, I noticed it. Or you notice the camera go to him for a second, but they threw little Easter eggs like that out for everybody because they purposely made this for some rewatchability. Like, oh, now you look at Richie's face next time you see that. Like, oh man, he got killed. Because Richie was also sort of invested in it, but I was just thinking that he was like, "Oh man, I can't believe it. This is over pretty much." Not like, yeah, he was like, "Oh, just shocked like, damn, we are caught." Cuz if Amber, right? If they killed Amber, they could probably get her phone and find him out or something, right? That would pretty like mind blowing too. If Amber would have died instead of doing the hospital thing, and like, man, Amber was the killer, and be like, that's it. And then, Richie reveals himself later, like I was the one helping her out. So you still have two Ghostface killers, but you sort of get two different reveals. But the Amber reveal shooting somebody right off the bat, that was pretty crazy and cool. And I liked it. Like, I don't like her believability. She's short, but she made up for it in her crazy acting and stuff. I liked her as being a Ghostface after the fact. The attack on Sam was Richie in the hospital later as Amber. No, man, the attack on Sam and Richie was in the hospital. At the hospital bed, Judy was like, "Oh yeah, we were questioning Amber at the time." So yeah, the hospital attack was all Richie because Richie didn't even seem to do much. Remember, the Dewey kill scene is later on. Talking earlier when they first go to the hospital and the ghostly calls Sam and tries to kill her. Yeah, yeah, that scene is Richie for sure. The original script for Scream 3 has to be Stu writing the. Yeah, yeah. Stu was supposed to be alive this whole time and like in jail for Scream 3. And that would have been so much better than what they ended up doing anyway. Right? Like instead of that whole Roman bullshit, Hollywood, all that nonsense. I've heard of a couple of things that they even wanted to do for Scream 5. Like Jill was supposed to live, and Sydney's like a teacher at a school, and Jill's going to college or something like that. Yeah, see, if people could survive crazy accidents or kills, the Stu could be alive if it's possible, right? Like Michael Myers is alive after Halloween Kills, and no, because they allow Mike. They don't say Michael's supernatural, but he's pretty supernatural. Like I think even they asked David Gordon Green, like, how supernatural is Michael Myers? And they're like, not really. But man, in that last movie, he got his neck stomped and pitchforked and everything, and he's definitely supernatural at this point. Or the more he kills, the more he transcends. But that's a whole different franchise. I mean, it would be cool if one of these Ghostface actually live. Or the whole thing is you can have a third Ghostface killer that revealed themselves later, you know? So it's like, you blend in the movies together to make that whole trilogy. Because if you just do the same, it seems like the same thing. You just had a couple of ghost faces. That's why I thought, man, what kind of twist can they do that's totally different? Like the reveals was pretty cool, like the who done it part. A lot of people said they called Richie at the beginning, and I just thought that because he might have been tall, and I was like, as soon as Richie stabbed her, I was like, yes, it definitely has to be a tall guy. Because I thought that was like, oh, all the tall scenes. Even though I didn't think about it, like after until like I made the video, I was like, oh yeah, Richie couldn't have done a lot of these kills. In my honest opinion, Scream 3 is the worst. Oh yeah, yeah. We could do a ranking real quick of the best and worst. Because that's what I was gonna do. I'm also gonna do a ranking and we'll go over some kills and we'll go over the ghost faces to see like who's the best ghost face. Oh yeah, I love that part too, man. Cause right there she wasn't found out. She was just help me, I'm stabbed. Oh, and then Gail and Sydney like, oh man, that is a trick. And she just brought out her gun like fuck it. So you go, oh right. So she just revealed herself right there. She's like, nah, I'm not going to go through all that. So yeah. And you at least know it's another ghost face. Well, you at least think it's another ghost face because as soon as Sydney got inside the house, you know, called her. So who called Sydney then? That could have been either or. Richie could have still been on the phone in that closet before Sydney shot him. People sleep on Scream Theory. Scream Theory is the worst, but that doesn't mean it's worser than other things. Like Scream 3 is definitely better than Jason Takes Manhattan. It's better than Saw 5. It's better than like I hated it when it first came out, but I liked it more over time. Cuz if I was really mad at Scream 3 for that being the last one. And then Scream 4 came out and go, okay, all right. Scream 3 is not as bad as long as you didn't end it that way. You know what I'm talking about? Like this is a nice high note to end it, but I don't want to see it end. I'd rather them keep going until they make a bad movie. But I don't know, man. I don't think I'm even possible of disliking a Scream movie now. Because, dude, I hear people didn't like Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills. I love both of those. Like, and even this Scream, it's like, if of course it's going to jump in the rankings because once it comes out, which one am I going to watch more? I'm probably going to watch the newest one a whole lot more. Because, man, I've been watching Scream 1 through 4 for the last 10 years. I'm going to get my miles worth out of this new one. So I don't know. I'm one of those movie watchers who really are like the recent bias and everything. Yeah, I don't really take the Ghostface actor size into account anymore after Scream 4 when both killers are. Yeah, exactly. Like Charlie was short too. I go, oh man, he was pretty short. It's a trivial thing now. Just go look. Yeah, I'm like, if you really get into that way, you're going to be frustrated. Like that doesn't make sense about the size, but you just gotta roll with the punches, dude. I guess. Like what you gotta find tall actors. I wanted it to at least be two men. Like the men make more sense to be a Ghostface killer unless you like a buffy like a buff sort of girl, right? Like an athletic sort of girl. Scream is the original Among Us. Oh yeah, that was cool. Yeah, Scream 3 is the best of the worst. If you put Scream 3 against any of the worst of any other franchise, it's pretty good. Like what? Nightmare on Elm Street 5. And this broke the streak. Most fives suck out of all these horror movies. Saw 5 was really bad. Or Friday the 13th Part 5, I didn't like initially as a kid. But now watching it, I go, yeah, it's not too bad. So maybe Scream 5 and then Friday the 13th 5. But Nightmare on Elm Street 5, oh man, that's terrible. Well, probably Leprechaun 5 was horseshit too. Hellraiser 5 was bullshit. I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation might have been the fifth one, fifth or fourth. I'm not sure, but right, like even those aren't at like those are bad. Like Scream doesn't have the lows that the other franchises have. Like Scream Three's low isn't as bad as most other ones. Oh yeah, people sleep on Roman too. See, yeah, the whole height thing. Like Roman's pretty tall. I like the stuff about Roman that he's tall, but I go, man, we're really getting the soap opera bullshit when you're talking about how you're the half brother and you're a successful director now, man. Like get over it, dude. Like he already raised the ranks, got a successful career, and then he's still like, oh, my mom raised you instead of me. Like, whatever, dude. Live your life. And then they had that whole Hollywood, like if you watch Scream now, it ages better because it seems like a Me Too movie. So because if Scream 3 would come out now, they would call that a woke piece of crap and Me Too and all that. But man, they called that out years ago. They're like, and it's still funny. Like, I didn't fuck that pig Milton to die in here. You're like, oh wow, she slept with that guy to get a role. That is funny. Like, dude, that thing's been going on for 50 years. If you remember watching The Godfather, they have a deleted scene where he had like a 15-year-old girl living at that director's house that puts the horse's head in the bed. Or, I mean, yeah. So, all that stuff, Hollywood's been known to do that forever, but Screen 3, it gets more, it aged better over time. I guess that's what I'm saying. Honestly, I prefer males as Ghostface. Yeah, of course. I don't think I can handle two. Oh, well, I guess, I guess I can't handle two women being ghost faces. Or I thought they might do three ghost faces and one would be a woman and two guys. Like she's the planner and something. Maybe she does more of the phone calls. See right here, you even go, what's the height difference with these two? But as I remember, this guy isn't too tall anyway. And yeah, that's the actor from the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot. I remember even when that came out, like I wanted to like that movie because I'm like, if you like that movie enough and does so well, maybe they'll make a sequel. And man, Nightmare on Elm Street is totally in the gutter, man. We haven't had a new one in forever. Like that's one they keep saying they want to try to resurrect, but Wes Craven's dead and the kids have the rights. And who knows, man? Maybe one of these kids are going to film school and they go, I have the rights. I might as well make it my damn self because they don't want anybody else to do it. It seems like. See, Richie is the right size to believe. That's why I go look at this height, man. I thought he was the one to kill Vince in that parking lot, but all right, there we go. I'm back. Hopefully, am I coming in? It said my mic got turned off for a second. See, we do this live thing. I remember last time my mic was even plugged in. That's why I did a spoiler stream. And I was like, oh man, it sounded so much like shit. So I had to like redo it. Let me see my coming in. All right, I'm coming in. I can hear it. This one is really iffy, but I'll go. Oh, yeah, there you go. Roman did all the killings by himself? Nah, he didn't. I would say that is Amber because Sam still had to make the drive out there. And Amber was at the bar. People are saying that kill happened right outside of the bar. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't notice that." And really, I didn't get so because what they had one trailer and like a couple of these like small itty bitty trailers, almost like these small commercial ads. So I didn't have much to work with, but all the stuff I did have like a good amount to work with. Like Candyman, when Candyman came out, they had every single one of the kills like in the trailers because they also delayed it like 2 years, and that got like 3 or 4 trailers or something. We definitely see this knife come at him in slow mo. Yeah, right there. That's where it stopped in the trailer. And I was really hoping more for that kill. I was thinking the kills when I heard it was gonna be more brutal, Like, I get what they mean by brutal because it was like, man, Richie got stabbed up 20 times and Wes's death was cool, but I thought we were going to get more creative with a couple of these kills. Like when this guy's on the floor, I thought it was like, all right, I think you might run him over or drag him or something like that. But it just seems like a stab in the neck, and that was it. But it was super quick. I mean, that could have been like one of the knives that she used on Dewey too. Fun fact: knives are sharp. Yeah, I get that. And that didn't even seem like the Ghostface knife. That seemed like a ice pick sort of knife. Like it was like long and thin to get right all the way through it. Oh yeah, Stu's nephew died poor. Vince, your uncle was a serial killer. Then you got killed by a serial killer. Yeah, too bad for that. Too bad for that guy. Well, yeah. So Stu only had one nephew, or you might even have more. And maybe that could be the reason Stu comes out of his hiding and everything, right? Like if Amber is still alive or one of them live, Stu could have beef and go try to kill one of them, right? And you, right? I don't know, man. That would be cool to me. Like you killed my nephew, dude. Like really, and here's another story I heard. Like maybe how Stu can come back. Stu could be coming back like Psycho 2, right? Like if you remember Psycho 2, they released him from prison and he totally turned his life around. And they let him go on good behavior. But right, people start making phone calls to him, and it could be the screen voice guy calling him and sort of making him want to kill people again or something. I mean, you know, right? They did that in Psycho too, but they could have done that. Yeah, they could do it again. Amber begging for her life and Gail shooting her was cool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to do a whole like Ghostface death thing with all the real kills in there. Right? Her getting set on fire, that was pretty dope. And it's pretty dope they put that in the trailer. And the way that they put that together, like even when I was doing the kill count, I sort of took all the little bits that I found from the trailer, sort of like to pre-do it, so I don't have so much work just on that one day. So I was also thinking, man, that flamethrower probably lit this person on fire. Oh shit, I was wrong. That's why I was like, you can even tell it's supposed to be sort of a girl because it looks like a little bit slender as well. But yeah. Yeah, you're right, David. It was bloody, but not really gory. Like, yeah. But I would say the best gore was probably like the stab through the neck and Dewey's guts spilling out was pretty dope. Like it was like, all right, Dewey, you're still alive, dude. I know you've been stabbed up a couple of times, and then he pulled up, and I was like, oh yeah, you're done. And the double knife, like you got it in the gut, and then like the kidneys parts, like oh damn, Dewey, you're done. People even saying like maybe Dewey's still alive because the cop got killed, and they brought out a body bag, but I guess maybe at the hospital they would have told her. Hey, what if Stu's family owns the hospital and they helped fake his death? I don't know. We're getting really ridiculous with that, but I like it. I like how Stu could sort of fake his death and be involved with this somehow. Or plastic surgery or any one of these things. Oh yeah, Dewey killed dude. Is Call of Duty doing the whole Ghostface thing now? Because I knew they did that in Vanguard, or no, that's Cold War, right? In Cold War, they had the Ghostface match. I was like, man, I want to play Cold War just to have that Ghostface match. Or I was hoping they'd have Ghostface skins in some games, like Ghostface skin and uh not Dead by Daylight. I played enough Dead by Daylight. I'm waiting for Dead by Daylight 2 already because man, that game's just so dated. Like I played that game forever. I'm hoping they either bring back Friday the 13th or Texas Chainsaw Massacre game is coming out. And we're supposed to get an Evil Dead game next month. Like maybe in a couple of weeks. I don't know. They're gonna surprise drop it like an album. Like, boom, here's your game. So yeah, I would like to put some video game stuff on there too. I would have loved if after credit scene, one of the Ghostface lived. Yeah, dude, could they marveled us with the trailers, so I actually Googled. I Googled like, man, should I even leave now? Or is there gonna be like a post credit scene or something like that? Or right, you can have like Stu like getting his tray of food in prison or something like that, right? Or him just clicking on the video that is Stu Mocker alive or something, man. I don't know. Or just another person is calling, uh, something like that, or you see the call log. They could have done the Halloween Kills, something like that, like the phone's ringing, someone picks it up, it's still Ghostface, even though both the people are dead. And then you go, damn, there's a third Ghostface and we don't know who it is. Boom! End credits. Oh, you just got quarantined? Oh, as long as you saw Scream before the quarantine started. I got like the whole world. I got COVID about 2 3 weeks ago, and I barely got like a negative test like 2 days before the Scream movie, and I got vaccinated. I got boosted like a couple of weeks before getting COVID, and it still kicked my ass for at least like 3 4 days. I still sort of cough laying down at night. I'm like, man, this COVID is brutal. The post credit, which should be Freddy talking to Ghostface saying I'm putting together a team. That would be cool, man. I get that too. That's supposed to be Iron Man, right? And that would be cool. I still hope maybe they could have done something like that. You know what's the best way they could have done something like that? Like Cabin in the Woods. Like what they even had the bootleg pinhead sitting down in that basement in one of the boxes. I mean, you could have brought them together sort of that way. Like, I think you got to wait like 80 years to bring them all together. Like, crossovers do well. Like, Freddy versus Jason is the last time we had like a legit crossover. Unless I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. And Freddy Krueger's going to be the Robert England's going to be in Stranger Things 4. So maybe they are solving a Nightmare on Elm Street sort of thing. I don't know. That'd be cool. Oh, I'm saying what Stu's Psycho too. Yeah, I was like, he definitely killed him. Oh, I heard that it was probably Richie because he asked her to go get the beer or something. Yeah, at that point, I suspected Richie because I was like, Richie, you're supposed to be there to get an inhaler. And you're like, man, I'm chilling. I'm going to get beer. And he was the actual one. It was very cool when you watch that scene again. You actually see like Amber go to Richie and go like, "Man, call the party off. It's over." And I was like, "Why does Richie give a shit? Like, hey, everybody out! Like, hey, I thought we are supposed to get an inhaler and get the hell out of here." And she also went, "We need, I have a prescription." I was also thinking it was Tara. I was bouncing around all over the place. I never sort of guess who's the correct ghost face in most of these movies. Because, dude, I'm just going along for the ride. Because I believe whatever they tell me. Like, also heard trust your first instincts. And I always thought it was just going to be Chad. It could still be Chad. He lived for some reason, right? I don't think you should even introduce a new person to be a ghost face. One of these existing people could be a ghost face. Cause man, that was the same. Cause I heard mind bending twist. I was thinking, dude, it could be 3 or 4 of them. It could be the whole damn group. And I go, they just killing each other off to make it believable, right? Sort of like how Stu and Billy stabbed each other, like we were left for dead. They could have done that thing with Chad, right? Was the whole thing where they're like, stab me, go to the bottom, then not too deep. Maybe that's how he got stabbed up. I'm not sure. But he got it pretty good in the leg, so I'm not sure. Amber was with Tara when Richie attacks Mindy. Oh shit! Where were you while I was making this video a couple of days ago? Damn, that's good. Ah, hey, what do you think had the best movie motive? In my opinion, I think Billy did. All right, here, well, let's get into that. I think we did most of these spoilers. Or I don't know, man. I'm always finding out stuff the next day too, and I think that Stu Theory been talking about it, and I don't know. We'll get into ranking some of the ghost faces. I got a video up for the ghost face deaths and motives. We could just go through all the motives right now too. I would love to see the Shape versus Jason. Yeah, of course. That's like the big matchup. I did a live stream with Michael versus Jason because somebody did like a claymation fight or something like that, and we just bullshit and talking about that whole matchup, and that video did pretty well for a live stream. So yeah, I think people want to see that, but I think Michael doesn't need Jason at this time. I think a crossover has to happen when two people need each other. Like I think Jason versus Freddy 2 would be a theme because they both need a movie in the worst way. And right, they never sort of like finish that whole thing they have. And that's one of the better movies. I don't care what people say, man. When I rank the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, I put Freddy versus Jason up there. It's probably after maybe Dream Warriors for me. Like that Dream Warriors Part 2, Freddy versus Jason, because I don't know, I just love it. It's very camp. And yeah, that's why some of these things you gotta forgive, like it's camp. Like I forgive Amber's height. She was so good being crazy that I liked Amber being the ghost face. Like you can't have a bona fide Halloween without Jamie Lee, and she was like spitting, and they both seem like to be like a Stu impersonation, but not like really. So Amber's pretty high on my list of ghost face rankings. Tara agreeing to be humiliated, yeah, as part of the plan seems a bit extreme. Yeah, well, yeah, like stabbing through her hand. Yeah, her leg being broke. Maybe she would agree to break her leg, and it's like, here, I'll stomp your leg, but I gotta make it believable. Because at first I was like, oh yeah, that could be Tara. She could be in on it. Because she wouldn't have been a Ghostface killer because she had the boot the whole time. That's why you thought. That's why Sora thought like, oh yeah, they broke her leg, but she's like the plans of it, right? She's the mastermind. Unpopular Tara over Sam, maybe. I mean, Tara's a bigger name, you're right. Like she's supposed to be like the Drew Barrymore, like the celebrity you kill in the beginning. And some people didn't even like that they did that. Aaron played this better. See how this is like a better thing? I got like a new computer, new setup, so it's supposed to be clear. Like my other live stream of the spoiler thing, oh, the video looked like crap. My mic wasn't turned on. It sounded like crap. But yeah, I love true crime Amber. Yeah, she's cool. I liked her. The first three nightmares are goaded. Yes. I would even say, dude, Nightmare 1, 2, and 3 is probably like the best trilogy that you ever get. As a kid, I hated 2 until I found out I didn't even know the gay stuff about it. Now I giggle my ass off watching Freddy's Revenge and everything. That is hilarious. It's great. So one, even though it's not considered a horror comedy, all the gay stuff in there is really funny. And then 3 is just everything you want. Like that's why I say like this one blends a new cast with the old cast so well. Like now you go, I want to even see where they pick up from. Yeah, see how I messed up? I call her Mandy. It's Mindy. Oh, whatever. And I messed up on 2 videos with that. I didn't learn from my first time. I mean, Amber could have already kidnapped Tara before Mindy got attacked. Yeah. Amber annoyed me so much that I get so when I see her face. I liked her in the end. Like, dude, who's a worser Ghostface? I even got a list. Like, I would say Charlie's probably last because he did it for love. If you want to go motivations, what's the motivations up there? Yeah, I would say Charlie's last, then Roman because his thing was so stupid. He was just like, yeah, told him about why his mom left and caused him to kill Miss Prescott. And it also took away from Billy's and Stu's thing. It was like, oh yeah, I'm a director. I directed them to do that. Like, shut the fuck up, Roman. You didn't do crap. But here you go. Let's get some Ghostface deaths. All right, let me get the banner.
In your dreams.
Oh man, could Stu have lived that? Nah. All right, so what's Stu's motivation? How you rank that? I would rank Stu as probably my favorite Ghostface as well. He's got to be my favorite. I like his mannerisms. I liked him even before he was, and he doesn't fit the profile of a killer at all. Because I was like, why are you going to be a killer when you're banging Rose McGowan too? And he also banged Drew Barrymore probably too, right? Because that was his ex girlfriend. So you're like his energy, he's like the ghost face you want to have a beer with, I guess. He just seems so much fun. And right, like when I watch these Scream movies, like you don't watch these Scream movies to get scared or anything. You watch it for entertainment value. And Stu's just the most entertaining ghost face. That's why I'd probably rank him number one. And his motivation is great too, is number one. Like his motivation is no motivation. Like David said, like, what's right? Billy's got a motive. What you gotta say? Peer pressure. Far too sensitive. Let's see what he said. Oh, here, let's catch up on some. Yeah, Nightmare 3 is my favorite. Yeah, some people even rank Nightmare 3 over Nightmare 1. I don't know, man. I think that Nightmare 3 is definitely like a lot of good fan service and it's entertaining. And I'll probably rewatch Nightmare 3 more than part 1, but I love part 1 so much. Like even Rotten Tomatoes and critically, part 1 would do better. It's a damn near masterpiece. Nightmare 3 is a masterpiece of what like a sequel should be. You know? I don't think it overtakes the first one, but it's pretty great. It's sort of like a Scream 5. I would say like Scream 5 and Nightmare 3 are very parallel. They brought in a new cast and everything. So he could be alive. So you're saying there's a chance. Because really, what would kill you right here? It's not the electricity. I think it's because his face got smashed. He probably would have suffocated eventually, right? All right, so let's keep going. So he's dead, right? And Billy's motive, everyone knows, was the whole your mom was sleeping with my dad and forced my mom to get up and abandon me. Right? I mean, yeah. I mean, that's cool. Stu has a crazier motive because he was just like, it was fun. Watch the few movies, take some notes. Because most of these killers are like Billy. They're mostly like Billy because Billy was obsessed with movies like Exorcist to cut out all the good parts. You know, right? We were hot and heavy at first. But that was also Randy was obsessed with movies. So whenever you have somebody obsessed with movies, but when they take it too far, that's the whole thing of the ghost face, or that's the template that Billy put out. That's why I would even rank Billy number two. Some people would rank Billy number one. I mean, he had a motive and his fake out death was cool. And he does put the template for a lot of other ghost face. Like Mickey is the Sora version of Billy, right? But wasn't the boyfriend part. So I would definitely rank. It was so cool. He came back all bloodied and everything. Not the bullet hole in the head though, but he did have some cool scenes in this one. I actually had to see it a second time because I went to the bathroom and I didn't see the very first time. I didn't see him popping up in the back seat. So I was like, oh damn. And he is dead. He got shot. Because right there, I don't know, man. If it didn't go too deep, you need a lobotomy. But they definitely mentioned that Billy was dead in Scream 2. And that's the whole reason Mrs. Loomis came at him, too, for revenge for her boy. Fun fact, gunshots can kill you. Yes. But they can live, man. My old man, he got shot. He got shot in the brow, right? He got shot right there, like it went in and out, or it bounced off his skull or something like that. So I was lucky that he didn't go because I would have not been here because that happened a long time ago. But you could get shot and still live if it's in the head vicinity. Sometimes weird stuff happens. Who knows more about Billy or Randy? Oh yeah, Billy probably was more obsessive about it, but Randy worked at a video store, man. I think they even wrote that in because Quentin Tarantino was like, a lot of people were like, man, I'm gonna be a director someday. I'm gonna work inside a movie store and learn all about movies. I think even Tarantino said that, like, don't waste your money on film school, man. Waste your money renting movies and watching and taking notes and stuff. That's where you'll learn. And I took some film classes too. I mean, they're fun, but I don't know about getting a degree in it or anything. It's something fun to do for elective. Movies don't make psychos. Movies make psychos more creative. And Billy's so quotable too, so that's why he's up there.
Not in my movie.
But if you got to rank his motive, he was the boyfriend. That's a good motive. And that whole your mom was a slut, and that's why you ruined my family. But that had nothing to do with Sid. That's why I also went after Sid finally slept with him. I go like Billy would have been called an audible, like, all right, dude, I at least want a summer full of sex before we actually carry out this whole Sydney killing plan. But now you saying that he was cheating on Sydney with another girl and got another girl pregnant. So there's that. And I don't know, man, that sort of thing happens, right? Like the girl sleep with people and she thinks it's your kid, but not. But it's a rumor that goes around. Like she doesn't look like Billy and everything. If that kid like actually looked like Billy, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's neat. But the mom is sort of Mexican or something. So yeah. Ooh. Oh, I also counted because Gail like had to assist in that whole Billy death because she shot him. So when you give Mickey's death, I'll just break down how these deaths go too. Because it sucks that like what basically she took out Mickey instead of like Sydney taking out Mickey, right? Mickey was cool, but I didn't like his death as much. It should be a good person kills this person, or at least weakens them. So like Billy died as a combo of Gail and Sydney because Gail shot him, like she set him up, just sort of how she killed Amber. She shot Amber, and then Tara actually shot her in the face. And Tara got a good death pun too, which was neat. Like I still prefer the Babadook was cool, but Mickey's motive was to get caught. Like, right, Billy was a sick fuck who wanted to get away with it, but I want to get caught. I want to have the trial. So it makes sense to turn on him too.
Consider it done.
So Cotton shot Mrs. Loomis, so you gotta give him credit for that kill as well. Cause when you look at this again, Cotton could have just killed her flat out there. She could be dead right there. And it was pretty cool when they're both laying on the floor and you're like, damn, which one did he choose? So she could be dead right there. It looks like she just got shot in the throat. But her motive was pretty cool. They was like, oh, they always blame the parents. I just rewatched this too to put in this ranking. So I think I'd rank her number 6 if you're keeping score. Like I think it would be Charlie, Roman, and then I'm going Amber, and then Mrs. Loomis. I don't like how small she is. I don't like how she was the one responsible for killing Randy, but I liked her speech about, oh, they always blame the parents and the upbringing. You don't understand how it is to have a son. And it was so like Pamela Voorhees stuff. I used to put her last, but after that logic and rewatching it, she gets better. So, right, he got shot up, but that was like a combo of Gail and Sydney. Yeah, but she could have already been dead. She got shot right in the throat, and she didn't go, ah. But they did that for the pun, right? Like, just to be safe. Oh, damn. I got to edit that to put in that part because I'm trying to not get these clips like banned on YouTube. You can't show too much. So Billy's not much better than Sydney's mom. He also slept around. Yeah, right. Like if he slept around, yeah, but you have different rules for yourself. Yeah, because he was calling the mom a slut because she was sleeping with somebody who was also married, right? So that was Billy's problem with the mom. Like he could sleep around because he wasn't married to Sydney and all that. I don't know. Guy seems pretty Catholic, right? Imagine sleeping with someone not knowing that they killed your mom. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That yeah, and they never went so far on how they pulled that off because Sydney saw somebody wearing the jacket and stuff that they mentioned in Scream One, but they never went back to that night. So basically, Sydney said she saw Cotton wearing the jacket or something. So Cotton did have sex with the mom as well, and that's how he was able to go to jail or something. But I don't know. They just like let that go. If you're talking about pure range in every possible way, the top two would be Mickey and Stu. Mickey wants to get caught. Stu just does it for fun. Yeah. If you rank the motives about who's the most craziest, Mickey was pretty crazy. Yeah. And here's another thing. I think Mickey might have been banging Mrs. Loomis, right? Because she was like, school's expensive. So maybe they had a thing together. Oh, and this is a combo kill too.
Doing what? Head! Shoot him in the head!
I know, and they made bulletproof vests look like they're not shit. Like, man, if you get hit with a bullet, even in a bulletproof vest, it won't kill you, but it'll knock you down. He acts like you're shooting him with a water gun or something, or BBs. Like, I don't know. Yeah, Scream 3 definitely has just one Ghostface kill. Did you not see it? Ghostface, you should know. It's your movie. Yeah, the pure deranged people is that well, Charlie was deranged, but the other people, Amber's deranged. You got to put her up with them because why she wanted to make a movie. That's why Richie and Amber are the deranged list too because they're just doing it to have a movie based off of their actions. So just literally almost got away with her crimes until her dumbass had to go and attack Sydney. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Or makes if imagine if Jill just finished Sydney off, right? But Gail found her out because it's Jill's mouth that got her in trouble. Jill actually spilled the beans like, "Oh, we have the same shoulder injury." And Dewey picked up on that. So you're like, how's she know? So, oh man, So Jill's mouth got her in trouble. So I think she would have eventually got found out, but maybe at the hospital scene or later. I know I hate Roman too. I disown him as me. It's like your son. Like, oh man, I do not like you, Roman. I don't like his motivations. I don't like how he sort of got killed. It was cool that Dewey got the death blow. Like the death blow counts. Like in a court of law, whoever gets the final one, right? So Dewey's the one who got the murder and in self defense. Or I don't think they call it that, just whatever. Homicide, or yeah, whatever. Am I the only one who would love to see a dubbing of Mickey and Scream 2 where it's just Mickey Mouse? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe you could be the only one with that. Yeah, those are reasons they do with Sydney. There's no real reason other than fun. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but Roman, yeah, like he had his own life and he was successful as a movie director. He didn't need all that. And it's her half brother, but man, they didn't mention Roman at all in part 4 or 5. Like they're just like forget that one ever existed.
Shoulder me! Shoulder me! Shoulder me! Get it up!
All right, I got to finish up in this. Yeah, Charlie did it for love. That's weak. Like I don't know. He was crazy. He did it just for love, but he got. And another thing, I don't like when the ghost faces turn on each other because what are you rooting for Jill to win instead of him? Like the teamwork totally broke down. Or I would have liked if he didn't die right then and there. Like if he every other killer popped back up when you thought they were dead. Here.
Clear.
I'll be back in a second.
Clear. Clear. You forgot the first rule of remakes, Jill. Don't fuck with the original.
Later. Are you kidding me, man? This little girl. Oh. Oh, what happened? It went to this one? Oh, yeah, it went to Amber. Wait. And she got shot like in the chest. That was very weird. Her motivation was she wants to be a celebrity, but she doesn't want to get any work about it. And I guess that was relevant to that part or that point in time because Scream 4 was about the remakes and she was remaking it. And she just wanted the fame and stuff of being like the final girl. And it's almost like the same as she knew that was going to be a stab movie as well, but it was as much as she's that big of a fan of the stab movie. She just wants to be famous for the fact of being famous. So her motive was pretty crazy as well, but it was more like she could have done anything else. She could have just killed anybody to do that, or she wanted to get famous no matter what. It was like a whole different deal than her being the whole Ghostface and stuff. Because now I'm wondering like who killed who in Scream 4. Like how many kills did Jill do? But they were both pretty small. So Charlie did a good kill on Olivia. That's about it. Yeah, maybe. He could have fished a job with her either. Later. Are you kidding? All right. And then you get Amber. She gets lit on fire and shot in the head. So you got to give it to Gail for shooting her. Shot her like 2-3 times. And then, right, she was doused in hand sanitizer. And she was even like, hand sanitizer? Are you kidding? Like, I guess, was this film like after COVID, right? So that's why you would have a thing to sanitizer out? Oh, and I thought it was very cool. She got set on fire and killed just the same way she did in Once Upon a Time in
You got
Jill only killed Kate, I think. Yeah, pretty much. See, some of these ghost faces didn't do all the heavy lifting. Like Amber seemed to have done most of the killing, even though Richie's taller and such. Yeah, I thought he should have done more of the killing. Maybe after that interaction, that's why he did the whole Mindy thing. And in the trailer, we were promised like mind blowing twists. I mean, I liked the twist. I wasn't blown away. I thought it was gonna be more crazy. Like, oh my god, there's 3 or 4 ghost faces. It's like, no, it's like a couple. It's sort of like Scream 4 did. Cause I remember watching Scream the very first one. When I was watched Scream 1, the very first one, when the commercials were out, there was that thing with Dewey with the flashlight, like, are you scared? And I remember people at school being like, Dewey's gonna be the person. So we didn't even think there would be 2 killers. Now there's been 2 killers in 4 of the movies. So yeah, we definitely know it's gonna be 2 killers for probably the rest of the whole series. But I thought you could have done something like 3 killers. 3 killers would blow my mind. But I guess where do you go after there? Every sequel, you gotta be like 3 killers, no 4, now 5. Maybe they could have mentioned that in one of the Stab movies. Wait. What Charlie Easter egg is in 5? Like what? Oh, I must have missed it. I've been watching videos trying to do the research on it and everything. Like, oh, what did they mention Charlie at any point? Yes, I would like. Well, isn't that the whole thing with Scream 3? They originally were going to do 3 killers, or at least like 2 killers, and Stu is the one controlling it from outside the prison. That sounds so cool rather than Scream 3. Even though Scream 3 now is pretty neat, like you have that Carrie Fisher thing. It's more of a comedy, really. As a slasher movie, it's not that great because there's not a lot of blood. There's no nudity. We ain't getting any gore. It's pretty much just a comedy. But that Jennifer Flowers or something like that, she was funny and entertaining. And I'm entertained by Scream 3. I mean, it doesn't hold up to the rest of them, but it's, I don't know, it's pretty good, pretty up there. When the opening scene, Ghostface calls Tara, he calls himself Charlie. For real? Oh man, I did not know that. So the whole Tara thing, he calls himself Charlie, and that's like an homage to Charlie. Dude, and that very first Ghostface scene, that was very cool. That was so neat. Like, hey, I'm your mom's friend. I'm in class, and he sort of like lured her in. Like you could tell with Drew Barrymore on the phone, it's sort of like he's being flirty and like, hey, do you have a boyfriend? No. Like that was very cool too. But this one's probably second to that. Because what about the openings? Part 2, yeah, you go like, man, how you know where the knife is gonna hit you? And Jada Pinkett, whatever. It's neat to see like an audience for a Stab movie like that, but I don't know. It was good. Oh, what's your favorite scary movie? Oh man, Ghostface. You say that in every movie. I don't know, man. I have a lot of favorites. Scream is definitely up there. I think Scream's a all timer, dude. That's why I was like a lot of these channels, even some horror movie channels that I follow have really let me down with it, man. It's either like a channel is all about Scream and they've been making Scream videos for the last like 2 months or 3 months, or they made like a video and then a spoiler video and that's it. I'm trying to even make more like even some theories. I want to make more about Scream 6 theories. Like you have Chad, Mindy, Gail, and Sydney left. What? And you have Tara too. So you have 5 people to contend with for a Scream sequel. That's good. That's pretty good to keep going with it. Oh yeah, if you have a graphic of all the people who have died. All right, Ghostface. Billy Loomis was shot in the head. Stu Mucker, TV crushes face. Mickey shot in the head. Mrs. Loomis shot in the head. A lot of shooting in the heads. That's why I was hoping, man, like, hey, can you chop off someone's head or something? Because shooting the head, Like, right? Like sometimes you could survive that, but chopping off one's head, now that fool's dead. All right, well, thanks everybody. This was fun and was making up for that last terrible stream. And maybe you can run through some ideas and or next time I have a video of all the Ghostface killings and we could go through that maybe tomorrow or something or maybe the kills and the ranking. I thought I ranked them already. I'd probably go Charlie, then Roman, then Amber, then Mrs. Loomis, Jill, Vince, not Vince, Richie, Mickey, Billy, then Stu. Or I'll post that online or something like that. Maybe that's even worth a video in the future. But I like their motives. Whoever had the best motive, I think Stu's the scariest motive because he was just doing it for the fun. Billy was pretty cool, and Billy's the movie snob that sort of Mickey followed, and Charlie to a certain extent, and even Amber and Richie. Like, damn, most of the other people, like, they follow Billy's sort of motive about like the movies, like movies making psychos more creative and stuff like that. They sort of like twist that to be the template for all the other ghost faces to come. Shotgun would get Ghostface. Okay. Yeah, I got shot a lot. And no wonder you wear bulletproof vest, man. No wonder you get shot up a ton. Damn, how many times you get shot in this movie? Richie got stabbed 20 times. The best probably deaths are Richie and Amber because she got set on fire, shot about 3 times, shot about 3 times at the hospital, even with a bulletproof vest, and lit on fire and then shot in the head in the end. And then Richie also got shot up. He got shot like 4 times, stabbed 20 times. Even Sydney shot him in the leg. So, damn. They both had like overkill deaths, which was great. I would say even Mickey got a lame death. And Cotton pretty much might have killed Mrs. Loomis. Like, yeah, Mickey got taken out like way too early. It was cool that even Mickey shot like the red herring, like Jerry O'Connell was hanging on that cross and he shot him. But Mickey's death was pretty lame. You gotta put that near the bottom. And Cotton pretty much did her. But I do like this death too, because Cotton shooting her was like, oh man, which one is he gonna pick? Because you actually believed him for a second. Like, she sent you to prison for a year. I think it's rather poetic. And he's like, oh yeah, you make a good point. And the whole thing, like, oh man, that Diane Sawyer interview looking pretty good right now. That's it. And you're like, wow, he's really negotiating. Like, all right, man, you want to be here with a knife to your throat or not? And you're like, dude, which one is Cotton going to pick? Cotton got killed off too early in Scream 3 as well. I heard, like, why can't Cotton come back? Can we all just they disregarded Scream 3 anyway? And I also thought they were going to do like maybe Scream as the sequel to Scream and forget all the sequels, but really this is Scream 5. And I guess they were right because Scream 4 didn't make as much and Scream 5 is doing great. They say even Scream 5 is going to take it beats Spider-Man. And I don't know, man. Maybe it's all the fans. I've seen it 2 times already. I might see it again. right? Because I got used to Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills, I saw in theaters, and then it was on Peacock. So I was like, damn, that first week, I probably watched it like 5-6 times the first week. I don't know. And then I'm editing videos of it, so I watched it a whole bunch. I would like to see Scream even more. And I don't know if this is news or not, but Scream should be coming to Paramount Plus pretty soon. Because if you look at the trends of the last ones, Paramount Plus like put Clifford the Big Red Dog like 5 days after it was released. I mean, not 5 days, 45 days. So I don't know where that puts that. So 45 days from the 15th would be almost March. So almost March, we should be getting a version of that on Paramount Plus on streaming. Or I don't know, man. I like Scream 5 so much. Whenever it comes out digitally, I want to buy it. I think it's good enough to own. Hopefully, they have something like Halloween Kills, like extended cut, or just a kill count would be cool, like what they did with Halloween Kills and its extras. Yeah, Charlie died pretty lame too. I guess we're just ranking the deaths. So yeah, Mrs. Loomis' death was pretty weak because Cotton did it, but I like the standoff nature of it. So I don't know, man. If we're gonna rank them, that could be up there. But Mickey's death was pretty lame. And is Cotton really a hero? I don't know. Because if you're talking about Stu being released from prison and they're thinking like maybe he did it or maybe not, or he's a red herring, that's what they already did with Cotton. And that was pretty cool. I wouldn't mind if Stu got out of jail on a technicality. Maybe he's got like what they let out one of the Mansons for brain cancer, right? She only lived like a week or something being let go from prison. They could do something like that. But yeah, she had a lame death, and she's pretty much dead there. Damn. And who knows? Did Mickey actually die there? Right? 50 Cent got shot 9 times, but yeah, that looks like he definitely got, he at least got shot about 7 times. And right there, that was just done for good measure. Or you know what? What's a better death pun? Because Tara shooting Amber was very cool because that was supposed to be her friend. And she knows, I guess it makes more sense that Amber said that over the phone. Like, what's your favorite scary movie? The Babadook. And that was her death pun, like shooting her in the head. Like, I still prefer the Babadook. That was cool, man. We don't get enough death puns nowadays. Like, that has to rank up there with one of the death puns, like what Sydney did. Like, just to be safe. Like, man, that's pretty cool. If you could get a nice like death pun, that automatically ups it. I don't know, man. Maybe that even goes up. Maybe Mrs. Loomis' death goes up a spot for that. That could be like a bronze place for me. Roman, I hate your death. Your death stinks. Because first of all, you got stabbed. And I thought you had a bulletproof vest too. We got stabbed in the bulletproof vest. I mean, they sort of stopped knives and bullets, but you got shot up and acted like it wasn't a thing. I didn't like that. So you're probably at the last. You're not even contending. I don't know. There's only like 3 best. I would even say awards. I don't know even about ranking them, but I would say Billy probably had one of the best deaths. Mrs. Loomis had a really good death. Charlie's death, this sucked. Hey, for real, if he's like, stab me in the shoulder, Jill found out how to stab her damn self in the shoulder. And she got him good enough in the heart to kill him with a gun in her hand. So she did that like one handed. Oh, man, I don't buy it as much. Hey, someone asked Jason Blum that they were ever going to show the alternate ending to 2018, the test one. He said possibly. Yeah, I guess. The whole thing where Michael gets stabbed and runs off into the woods. I mean, it doesn't help with the canon. It just like what could they have done and why it was bad. Because the Halloween Kills test audience ending was actually better. So maybe that's why they're considering like, why don't we show the 2018 ad? So I don't know. I would like all sort of. I would like at least like to know. Like I heard the Scream 2 killers got leaked, so I'm like, who was the original killers that you were going with? Because Mickey, when I remember watching Scream 2 in theaters and watching it for the first time, I'm like, damn, Mickey's random as fuck. Ricky is random AF. I don't know how many F words I could say in this stream. But yeah, Richie got butchered. Oh yeah, probably got to rank Richie up there, but just because his death was so violent. I haven't seen someone get stabbed that much since if you ever see Lords of Chaos, right? Like that death was pretty awesome. He got stabbed up in that movie. Like, yeah, 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 yeah. So, and he got shot like 4 times. Richie, and even like, what about my ending? That was pretty cool. That's why it's like it was pretty cool and funny, but that's why this one was so great. It's like, don't fuck with the original. Remember?
You forgot the first rule of remakes, Jill. Don't fuck with the original.
That was a pretty good pun too. Nice. Yeah, see, all the legacy characters survived Scream 4. Like, I'm really upset. I was like, Dewey died, but I'm grateful it gave us one of those moments. You know what I'm talking about? Like, one of them had to die. Same thing if you bring back anything after 10 years. Maybe that's why. But I think Scream 4 came out really thinking it would be a 5 and a 6. Like, they already planned out that whole trilogy, but just it didn't happen. But this time around, when you just try to make one good movie, then you go, all right, we want a 2 and a 3. So don't get too far ahead of yourselves, right? Randy would have been an interesting killer. I think they were leading you to believe that at the beginning of Scream 2, like I'll let the geek get the girl or guys get a room. Yeah, so Amber had a really cool death, set on fire and shot, and a good pun, and so did Richie. Richie probably got the most brutal death out of all of them. So I don't know, man. Richie could be one of the better deaths. I wouldn't put it past Billy and Stu. I just like because it was like I always had a thing for you, Sid, in your dreams. No, I don't know. I would still say those are my favorite ones just because they're that iconic. But
Dreams.
it's almost like Billy, gold, Stu, silver, Richie, third, right? On the brutalness of this death, actually made up for it. Or, right, is Stu a good death because you actually are left questioning did he die or not? Because that's like a really good that's one of the better deaths. Like Halloween, Michael got shot and fell out the window, but he walked away. Like they could have very easily went to the other room or the post-credit scene where you see the TV flipped over and there's nobody there. I really thought they might have went there with this. I don't know, because Stu's my favorite Ghostface. He's over Billy. It was very cool. Billy was in this movie, but Stu would have just put it over the top, man. But Scream 2, they might even, I don't even know what they call a new Scream. Pretty cool if they called it Scream Kills. like, yeah, like how they always mess with like the new horror movies out. So what are you gonna lampoon, right? You gotta do all right, what do you do with sequels to the reboot, right? They could do something like that for the next one because they brought up this whole elevated horror, what that is, and the Babadook and It Follows. Even though I thought It Follows is even more of a slasher movie, but that's just me. I really love those movies too. But not Babadook. I thought that's like a pretentious answer. Or she said The Lighthouse or Hereditary. They mention all that stuff. We could just make a video about all the horror movies they mentioned in Scream 5. That's funny, dude. Scream 6, scream louder. That's funny. You should tweet that out to them. Or what's Die Hard 2? Die Hard 2, Die Harder. For reals, that's what the tagline was. I would like that, or Scream Again, right? I like that. Or I would even like to see if they make the Stab movies because, right, they wrote themselves in a hole because they went Stab. I think they even put David Schwimmer on the phone because I think Randy was like, "Well, at least you got to play that. You got David Schwimmer to play you. I got." I forgot somebody who was in a bit. Whatever. Randy mentioned who the casting and like a throwaway joke to the original Stab. Hey, that would have been dope if they would have left the room. They turn around, TV's flipped, and they see a bloody pile. It would leave the audience terrified as Stu vanished. I thought they could still do that, like scream the next scream, flashback to that night, and I thought that's what maybe would happen. Like they thought he was dead, and the TV's just flipped over. Imagine if we see that in a trailer for the new Scream, and they just go back to that night and they have the TV flipped over or something. That would, I don't know, that I would already buy ticket. I'm already going to see any Scream. Even if they said it sucked, I'm still going to see it anyway. But that would be cool if that was like a post-credit scene, or that's all they have to do for the trailer. Like come out with a trailer and just show the TV upside down like that, and you're like, whoa, dude. Nobody asked for this movie. Nah, man, I asked for it. I hope. Oh wait. Burn effects were pretty good. Yeah, her skin was already bubbly by the time she was running out and crazy. It was the same thing in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It could have even been the same mask or same makeup person. It definitely could have been the same stunt performer, right? Scream 6. The Electric Stoogaloo. Oh man, that's good. That's pretty good. All right. Well, maybe we can make a list of best Scream sequel names. I say Scream Kills, right? Because that'd be something. Or everyone's. I think like when album, like if you follow Rancid had a couple of self-titled albums, and you now refer to it as Rancid 2000. I think we're just gonna call this Scream 2022, right? Or Scream 5 or 5 Cream. But I don't know, Scream 6, they can't call it 6, they'll call it something else. Scream, they can't call it Scream Again. Or right, Scream Again, Scream Louder. I sort of like Scream Again. Scream Kills, Scream Louder, Scream Ends, right? They could do the whole, because at first people were shitting on Halloween Kills as a title, but damn, that's a good ass title. And it would actually tell you like Scream Kills, like we're upping the ante in this one. Scream 25 years later. I like that too. Scream H2O, STO, right? Even though the whole thing was a play on water, right? H2O, S25, Scream 25 years. But this one's supposed to be 25 years later. But all right, did more than what I was allowed to. But thanks everybody. Next time I'll have some more Scream updates and theories, or I have footage of all the kills, or maybe I'll save that video until we actually have like footage of all the kills. All I got is from like trailer stuff. Oh man, Horner, what's going on? Well, we already wrap it up here. What's up? Literally got out seeing Scream a third time. I know I'm a little obsessed. Man, I'm about to see Scream a third time. I'll probably go wait another week. Like I saw it 2 times that weekend. I remember Halloween 2018 when that came out. First of all, I saw probably Halloween Kills. Like I said, it was on Peacock. Man, I probably have already seen that like 6 times the first week or so. I edited videos about it, so I saw a whole bunch of it. Whatever, dude. I'm obsessed with it too. I saw it twice. I probably will see it a third time before it leaves theaters, or we probably will get an announcement that'll be on Paramount Plus pretty soon. So I'm definitely going to see it again, probably before that. And I got AMC Stubs Pass, dude. You just see, you're allowed 3 movies a week. You might as well go use it. I'll just buy another ticket to show the movie ticket sales are moving, so that hopefully they make another one. What would your pitch be for Scream 6, even though they can't call it that? Call it Scream Kills, and Stu comes back in some way. Like I said, the TV's flipped over. That's dope. And there's a secret third killer for that was in this one. And right, you bring everybody back and see what happens. Or we'll get into that next time. But Scream 6, definitely something like that. I didn't think about it as much, but I always want Stu to come back. So as long as they have Stu come back in some certain way, that's the pitch. I really like 2018 and Kills. Yeah, I love both of those movies. Like when I rank the Halloween movies, I don't know how I don't put them at the top of the list. I go Halloween 2018 and Kills and part 2 and then 4. Because I think I used to like 4 my second best until 2018 came out. And then watching Halloween 2 again, I go, oh man, this one's pretty cool because it really feels like it's the same. Like watching Halloween 1 and Halloween 2 seems like it's just one like 3-hour movie. It's great. That's the best kind of sequels. I've seen Halloween Kills 6 times in theaters. I love Kills more, but Scream is different. I love Dewey. Oh man, in theaters? Well, yeah, that's cool. Even though it was on Peacock? Oh man. I at least saw it the first week. Like I'm being even modest. I probably have seen it more. That's just a rough estimate. I think the best thing about the new Halloween movies is they nailed the look and character of Michael Myers. Yeah, pretty much. They nailed it. Halloween 2 was always my favorite till Kills came out. Yeah, people are. I even see hardcore, like if you follow Drum Dums on YouTube, his favorite Halloween, he listed 2018 as like up there until like, oh, now it's all the way down. And I don't know where he ranked Kills, but I don't know, man. Kills brings everything. It has like the highest body count. I like 2018 for more of the story, but all the good stuff and excitement that Kills brings, it ranks high up there. All right, thanks everybody, and look out for more screen content in the future. And catch you dudes later. Later, dudes.